Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Carrie Anselmo, and I teach orchestra at Caruso Middle School and our instrumental music department chair. The purpose of this evening's meeting is to familiarize you with the many benefits of participation in our 109 elementary program. During tonight's meeting, we will introduce our staff. We will hear demonstrations from our students on each instrument, hear the perspective of band and orchestra parent, the structure and design of the current band and orchestra program, and the process of selecting an instrument, which is the most exciting part. This webinar is being recorded, and we will have questions relevant to information on each slide that will be addressed, and we will also have a Q&A at the end of the conclusion of this presentation. Thank you for your interest in this evening, and let's get started. Again, if you're just joining, my name is Carrie Anselmo. I'm our department chair, and I also teach orchestra at Caruso Middle School. We have Miss Courtney Vega King, which is going to be our elementary orchestra director at all 4 elementary schools.
Hi, I'm Amy Biasello. I'm the orchestra director at Shepherd Middle School.
I'm Emily Dykema, and I'm the band director at Shepherd Middle School.
Hi, I'm Mike Schwartz, and I teach elementary band at both Kipling and Walden Elementary.
Hi, I'm Annie Zamuda, and I'm the band teacher at South Park and Wilmot Elementary.
Hi, my name is Matt Zamuda, and I'm the band director at Caruso Middle School.
A few important things about asking questions throughout the presentation. We will have a live Q&A with the chat throughout, and a team member will address questions individually as it's received. General questions about the program are preferred. If you have a specific question about your child's unique situation, please use the email address that is listed here in this presentation. And then we will also have a Q&A at the end of the presentation for any additional questions. We are not going to be using the raise hand feature during this presentation.
Though this presentation will be going through a lot of fine details for our program, in broad strokes, the instrumental music program is offered from grades 4 through 8 with no prerequisite for joining in 4th grade. There are many students who have some experience to guitar, piano, other private lessons, and many others who do this for the first time. And we've structured our curriculum to begin where the student comes to us with in terms of their skill set. So all are welcome. This is a year-long program that incorporates weekly small group lessons, weekly full ensemble rehearsals, as well as at the elementary level, 2 evening performances, and that may change depending on each school and program. All of our students who are involved in an instrumental music program are learning something for the very first time, and we see it almost like a foreign language where there's a lot of contact with that material for them to make sure that they're growing and progressing through the program. So it's really important that those who are considering consider this carefully, because there are a bunch of extra commitments that come with this in terms of the regular practice as well as our evening performances. That being said, some of our most successful students are those who juggle many other activities. So we welcome all into our program, and we just want to make sure that those who join us are considering all aspects of the program prior to joining.
So all of the 3rd grade students at all of the elementary schools have already been exposed to parts of our program. Students have seen multiple school assemblies and concerts from their peers at the elementary level, as well as some of the middle school programs that have come to visit these past several weeks. Directors have had assemblies to also review and demonstrate each of the instruments. So if you haven't already, please ask your student about those, and they will be able to tell you a little bit about the instruments that you will see later tonight.
So the educational focus of our program, Mike did a great job covering this in the past slide. However, as he mentioned, there is no prior instrumental experience necessary. If you have background already on something such as guitar, piano, or drums, that's awesome, but it is definitely not a requirement to join the program. And then we focus on building the fundamentals of tone production, technique, articulation, things that they would do in a language class, but however, on their instrument. We like to build that connection between language and music quite often, because music is another language. They will also perform as part of an ensemble, and they will also have opportunities to perform as a soloist throughout the years. They will work on collaboration and teamwork, since that is such a strong foundation for our program. We'll also talk about basic things such as instrument care, maintenance, and participating in performance and concert etiquette.
So we are going to start with our string family demos, and it's said best by all of our students. So we're first going to start with the violin.
Hi, my name is Max Rubenstein. Outside of orchestra, I do track and field, and I really hope you pick the violin. I'll be playing Gavotte in G minor by Bach.
Next, we have viola.
Hi, my name is Joshua Snodgrass, and I'm in 7th grade, and I play the viola. The viola is a stringed instrument, and you move the bow across the strings and move your fingers to change the pitch. Some things I like to do outside of school is bowl and play video games. Also, I'm going to be playing Bourrée by Handel.
Next, we're going to go to our lower strings and start with the cello.
Hi, I'm John. I've been playing the cello for 5 years, and the Caruso activities I was in outside of school was chamber orchestra, jazz band, the musical, and I did the debate team. And any advice that I give to any third grader thinking about joining orchestra is that you should just join it to see if you like it, because you'll create such a great family-like bond with the people who are in it. And now I'll play an excerpt from Sonata in C Major by Raval.
The last of our string family is the bass.
Alright, so I'm Owen Collins. I am from the Shepherd Orchestra in 8th grade, and I will be playing an excerpt from one of our pieces for all of the incoming 4th graders who might be thinking about joining the orchestra team.
Okay, so in joining the band or orchestra program, they will get one weekly small group lesson that is usually a group of students that have similar instrumentation. This is about 30 minutes. And like I said, this is once a week and this is in the school day. Their lesson will rotate in the school day on their timing. So if their lesson is, for example, at 8:50 one morning, the next week it will rotate down so that they are at 9:20 the next time, and so on, so that they're not missing the same thing each week. All band and orchestra students do have this weekly lesson. And in addition to this, they also get a rehearsal. And this is a full group rehearsal with all of the instruments together. So there's one full band rehearsal and then there's one full orchestra rehearsal. And this is also 30 minutes. This could be during the lunch recess time, or it could be before school. It varies on the school or by the director, and you'll get more information about that at the start of the school year. And that's it for this slide.
All right, and to introduce to you some of the woodwind family of instruments in the band, first we're going to show you the flute performed by Kayla. Next is the clarinet performed by
Hi, my
Jacob.
name is Jacob, and I'm an 8th grade clarinet. The clarinet's really cool, and it can play slow notes in like classical music like this. But it can also play like really fast notes like this.
Next, we have the oboe as performed by Maddie.
Hello, I'm Maddie Katz, and I play the oboe. I'm in 8th grade. The oboe is important because it's a very unique instrument, and it can help on your college applications. Outside of school, I do things such as debate, math counts, and a lot of sports.
And last is the saxophone as performed by Lawrence.
Hello, my name is Lawrence Over, and I play the alto saxophone, and I'm in 7th grade at Allen B. Shepherd Middle School. One reason that the alto saxophone is really nice is because it has a nice jazzy sound to it. And when you come to Shepherd, you can play in jazz band, jazz combo, or you can do other activities outside of school.
Now, I'm super excited to tell you about some of the benefits of joining one of our band or orchestra programs. In addition to things that you might already be thinking about, like your child forming lasting friendships and increased leadership opportunities, I'm thinking about the community that your child's going to be joining by being a part of one of our teams. Band and orchestra programs are uniquely situated to offer your students a different kind of vibe throughout the school day. Our classes have students working toward a common goal together, which is really different than maybe what they might experience in a core class. Imagine a group of students coming to class every day, working on a puzzle together, where every single student has their own role, and you need every single student to complete that puzzle. It requires a ton of communication and listening to put that puzzle together, and it can't work without everyone pitching in and doing it together. What you end up having in the end is this beautiful masterpiece, and it feels really amazing knowing that everyone was able to sort of put this puzzle together with each other's help. That's kind of what it's like putting a piece of music together. It's really, really rewarding for the kids and obviously for us too. One of the other things that you may not be thinking about yet because you don't know is that when your child is a part of one of our band or orchestra programs, they have the opportunity to interact with students from their sister school. So if they go to Kipling, Walden, and vice versa, or South Park and Wilmot, vice versa, this sort of helps expand the community. And also students in our band and orchestra programs get to meet their middle school orchestra directors before they come to middle school. So with these two components, meeting students from other schools, already knowing their middle school orchestra or band directors, we have found that when our students then make the switch to middle school, which can sometimes be an intimidating thing, our students tend to feel pretty nurtured and comfortable at a time that might ordinarily feel intimidating. They already feel at home in one of their classes, and they already have bonds with classmates from another school, which is really great. I guess what I'm saying is our classes really offer that feeling of belonging that we all want for our kids. And we do this through expression because music is an art form. And of course, there's all those fine motor skills and hand-eye coordination that comes with putting that puzzle together. There's wonderful brain developments, which I'm sure you've heard about too. I would go on and on if you let me talk about the benefits of being in one of our programs, but I'm going to turn it over now to two parents, Jenny and Joe Novikis, who have kids who have been in our programs in orchestra and band. So we're going to let you hear a little bit from them now.
Hello, my name is Jenny Novikis and this is my husband Joe. Our children began playing their instruments for the first time in 4th grade at school. They are currently playing in the band and orchestra at Shepherd Middle School. As a family, we love hearing them play music at home and look forward to watching them perform at concerts. At the middle school, there are even more opportunities for music beyond band and orchestra. They're in chamber orchestra, jazz band, and combo band. Our boys have met and made friends with new people along the way. Music has provided a lot of social emotional learning and has been important in their development as individuals and students.
Our children enjoy rehearsing and practicing their instruments. The scheduling for music at school has been very flexible and fits well into the school day. Music has been a very positive experience for the boys. The teachers have a great passion for music. They do an outstanding job modeling it to our children and are constantly encouraging them as they grow as musicians. We highly recommend your child consider playing a musical instrument in District 109.
We couldn't be happier with the program, the teachers, and how much our children love music.
All right, up next, we're going to be hearing the brass family part of the band, starting with the trumpet performed by Josh. Next, we'll hear Carolyn playing the French horn. And next, we'll hear the trombone performed by Callan.
My name is Callan. I'm in 8th grade and I play trombone.
And next, the baritone is performed by Ethan.
Hello, my name is Ethan Chodoroff, and I'm going to be playing a medley from Harry Potter.
And finally, the lowest instrument of the brass family, the tuba, performed by Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex Pizer. I'm in 8th grade and I play the tuba. I also play ultimate frisbee.
And that is the brass family.
Okay, the next step is the most exciting step, and that is selecting an instrument. So you and your child can explore this website that is linked here so that they could listen to those instruments again and select a few that interest them the most. Once you are ready, you could sign up for a 15-minute instrument fitting appointment that it will be held at Caruso Middle School, where they will explore creating a sound on 3 instruments. Those dates are right on the screen there. We have Tuesday, May 23rd from 3:45 to 8 o'clock p.m., Wednesday, May 24th from 2:45 to 7 o'clock p.m., and Thursday, May 25th from 3:45 to 8 o'clock p.m. Once a decision has been made that night, your child is officially part of our program, and next is just selecting an instrument, which we will go over a little more on the next slide.
So once your child has chosen the instrument that they fit to the best during our instrument fittings, renting or purchasing an instrument is the next step. One thing that we highly discourage is just purchasing an instrument online via Amazon or another unnamed retailer. There are plenty of reputable retailers such as Libertyville Music, Hoffman Strings, and a few others. So if you'd like other options, please let us know. However, Libertyville Music and Hoffman Strings will be on site during those fitting days. So once your child chooses their instrument, they can head straight over to the vendor of their choice and rent an instrument. Those rentals differ, per instrument. So once you've decided on what instrument your child would like to play, then they'll go over and select that, and you will complete the contract there, or let us know if you'd like another option. Purchasing an instrument online, the reason we discourage this is because this tends to be a low quality instrument, especially a lot of the stuff that you'll see on Amazon for $200 or $300 tends to, you get like what you pay for. And a lot of that stuff, when it breaks, it's unrepairable. And you'll end up spending another $200 or $300 again to buy another instrument. So we just recommend purchasing a high quality instrument from the beginning.
Mr. Zimmer,
Yeah,
do you mind if I go live with a question?
go for it.
Okay, a question that just came up is pertaining to what we were talking about with the website and the link for signing up. So there will be a link to the signups, and it's going to be with Kipling and Walden or South Park and Wilmot. And so we also will have a QR code, and I will send in the chat the links. That will be towards the end of this presentation. And if, for instance, if anything, if you need to leave the webinar, this is going to be all on our website tomorrow, and there's going to be communication, and all the links also will be sent out tomorrow. So please kind of watch what the QR code's coming. And if you're on your computer, you can scan the QR code. We also understand you might be on a cellular device or a different device. So we're also providing those links for you. So they will be towards the end of this meeting. So we will be providing that in a little bit.
All right. The next thing we wanted to talk about is switching instruments. Band and orchestra in our instrumental program is not considered an exploratory program. These are programs where we're designed to find your child the best fit for them from the start, and then get started on that instrument, and hopefully they stick to it that entire 4 years of 4th through 8th grade. This is like building that perseverance and grit that we talk about a lot in school. And one thing that we really encourage is that your student sticks with that instrument. Switching instruments often results in a restart to their education in our program, and that might mean that they're going to be put in the beginner program if they switch in 5th grade. However, this is something that we take on a case-by-case basis, but however, we're not recommending that you switch instruments, and that's why we have these fittings, is to find the instrument that best fits for your student.
Up next, we're going to hear from our final family of instruments, which is the percussion family. And you're going to hear many of these instruments playing together. When your child begins on percussion, we focus mostly on snare drum and xylophone to build the fundamental skills on unpitched and pitched percussion. But you will see in this video, by the time you get to middle school, we've expanded that repertoire greatly. And so we hope you enjoy hearing from the percussion family by Ben, Jamie, Mac, Evan, and Spencer.
Hi, I'm Evan. I'm in 8th grade and I do percussion. Outside of school, I do volleyball, piano, track, and cross country.
And that is the percussion family.
Okay, 2 more informational slides before we get to the Q&A and some photos of our programs. The materials that we use in our programs will be provided for you at the beginning of next year. We will have these as a list to purchase from any vendor of your choice. However, the supplies list tends to be like a method book, cleaning supplies, and then specific things for each instrument, and that varies per instrument, such as reeds for woodwind instruments, oils for brass, rosin, shoulder rests, and rock stops for string instruments. And the last step here is the conclusion of the open house today. We encourage you again to explore that website that we'll link to you in the chat and provide a QR code on screen for you. And then sign up for a time to get your student fitted to their instrument. That would be on Friday, by Friday, May 19th, sorry. And then the actual fittings will take place 2 weeks from now on Tuesday, May 23rd. Sorry, next week. Tuesday, May 23rd through Thursday, May 25th. These are 15-minute appointments that your child will come to Caruso. You can be with them during this whole fitting process. We'll talk to you and kind of decide what instrument best fits your student. This can be their top 3 instruments from band or orchestra. It doesn't matter which one. It could be one from brass, one from percussion, one from string instruments. And then once we find that best fit, you will go on and go ahead and rent an instrument. And then in September, once school starts and all the instruments have been delivered to school, lessons will begin. You can expect that to be around the 2nd or 3rd week of the school year next year.
Just to reiterate one thing that Mr. Zamuda said, and it was a question in one of our Q&A, is that yes, we highly encourage and we love all parents to attend the appointments with your child so that you also have an idea how they sound, the experience. You can talk to all of us as directors with any questions. So yes, we would love to have your presence at these instrument fittings.
All right. As someone who's been doing this for a couple of years, I'll say that these pictures demonstrate the quietest you'll ever see our programs. There's no sound here, but what's missing also is a lot of vibrancy and a lot of community. You can see that within all of these pictures, it is students working together, like Amy said earlier, working for that common goal, each other finding the pieces of the puzzle when it comes time to put it together in our performance and for our rehearsal settings. And we're going to close our information portion with some words from our students that are currently in the program, sharing their feedback with how they made their choice, what they're taking away, and any words that they've got to share to our prospective students.
And for the flute, you get to try the little like head joint piece. And I got a noise on the first try, which
so the cello has like a very pretty like in the middle kind of sound. So like I really like that about it.
I chose the violin because I wanted to play higher strings and I wanted to learn how to play treble clef and play higher notes.
So I practice around like 5 minutes a day. It's not that long.
So we are expected to practice at home like before concerts, but we usually get a lot done in class. And
yeah, I mean, I do gymnastics. I used to do ice skating. I still do art.
So you should join band because it is like a really good way to like get in touch with your inner like musicality kind of. And you meet amazing friends, you have an amazing teacher. And
Would you say that if she wasn't in the room?
Yes.
It's a really fun space and everyone is nice and you just get to be you can be yourself.
Yeah.
And you can make music.
And it's like one big orchestra family together.
It's always also fun to like see the growth you've made, and my goal was to try an instrument and see if I'd like it and continue on.
Kind of just excited about just playing it and having fun again because it's just a lot of fun being in band.
I mean, it's hard at first. Like, you think you won't be able to do it and like you've never really played an instrument before, so it's really hard. But like if you just stick with it and keep trying, like it does work out and it's really fun.
Okay, so we are going to have 2 different ways this time around of how to access our instrument fitting appointments and signups. So I'll type in a few for the Kipling Walden and then the South Park Wilmot in the chat. But if you're also on a device that you can have access to take a picture, there's also the QR code. So just one moment of making sure with the right sides I'm sending first the Kipling Walden in the chat to everyone as well if you need it. And so it should be forthcoming, and then I'll send the South Park Wilmot. And we do have a question if someone from our instrumental music wants to chime in as I'm typing. So a question was asked of just about how much practice time do you encourage outside of school each day and week?
I can jump in from the elementary perspective. This answer truly does depend on the students. There isn't a set rule. We heard one of my students say 5 minutes a day, and honestly, any practice is better than no practice. But especially at the beginning, where we want to see growth between those beginning lessons, objective-based practicing is really beneficial. So if those students are coming into the next lesson having mastered the objectives from the first one to tackle a new content coming at them the next one, they'll be in a really good spot. And that time may be 20 minutes a week. That could be 10 minutes per day, depending on the student. But we love working with our students and their schedules and finding those windows of time that work best. So to kind of summarize, objective-based can work to make sure that they're ready for that next lesson and the next lesson's goals. And we'd be happy to work together with them to find a time that works best in their schedules.
I was going to just chime in from a middle school perspective if anyone's interested. From a middle school perspective for practicing, it looks a lot like what Mr. Schwartz said about an elementary school perspective. We certainly want to work with your schedules. At the middle school, we see our students with a little bit more frequency. So some of that repetition is sort of built into the school day. But I would say that I always tell students that it's not necessarily about the length, but I would say if you're able to practice more frequently for a shorter amount of time, I think it's going to make a bigger impact. But I also want to try to be mindful of all the other things that are happening. And we work with student schedules as much as possible. So we try not to let that keep anybody from pursuing an instrument, but it also is, you want to make sure that you have time for it too.
Thank you so much. We have a few more questions coming, and I just want to reiterate, I apologize to the families I put in the chat. With the Kipling and Walden website, I accidentally sent with South Park Wilmot. So I'm going to redo that one just again, just in case if you're signing back on, or if you decided to use the QR code, so I'll redo those links. I apologize. Let's get to another question. So can we rent the instrument at the appointment, or do we need to go to the store?
I can answer this one. So we will have representatives from the Libertyville Music Store as well as Hoffman Strings that will have the ability to sign you up for the rental that evening if you wish. And if you do so, then the instrument for your child will be delivered to their school at the start of the school year, so you don't need to go pick it up. It is not required that you rent or sign a rental agreement that evening, but we do find that it seems to be the most convenient. Just as Mr. Zamuda said earlier, we strongly encourage that if you do decide to go look for an instrument on your own, that you check with one of us prior to purchasing anything online.
So we are going to change slides just for any continuation of the Q&A, but please know that this is all been recorded. This is going to be on our website tomorrow once everything is linked, and you will also have access to the Sign Up Genius for those appointment times. So do not worry, just in case if these QR disappear, please know that you will still have access once you see an email from us tomorrow. We still have time for anyone that has any additional Q&A. We also know too that we respect and with everyone's time too, this has been a great evening. Well, I think for now that we just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. And please know if you do anytime in the future have any additional questions, that please take the time to reach out to the EIM, and I'll put this in the chat as well. And we are very excited to see you all next week for our instrument fittings. That we are so excited for this journey to begin with your child, and we hope that you have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
If you still have any last minute questions for us, we're going to take still some time. We'll stay on, but thank you again for being here. Thank you so much, everyone, and have such a wonderful evening. We will be leaving this up just about 1 more minute, and then we will be signing off.